Christian thing.
When you talked about a man would be more hurt with his wife cheating or with a woman cheating, as opposed to, that's what men would get hurt by. Women would get hurt by a man, I guess, providing for, giving resources to another woman. Why? Because those are the two things that the two genders value. Women, they value shelter, protection, provision, all of those things. They value resources. That goes back to stability. Men, I'm not saying this is all men, but most men, we're territorial. We are. We just are. I know I am. I'm territorial. All right. So the fact that someone else has been, all right, somewhere where I make my humble abode, I'm being really PG with that.
I can follow you on
all
this
right.
one. I can follow you.
I don't. That is something that will cut me to the core. Why? Because that is my territory. We're very territorial. So it may not make sense to women. They say, oh, it's all the same. You have to understand how men think. We're very territorial. And so that will cut us to the core. So if you're talking about someone who is in the 304 phase, all right, listen, let me tell you something. One of the things we have to understand is this. When Jesus talks about sexual purity and sexual immorality, when Paul talks about sexual immorality, we see the spiritual components of that, right? But sometimes we get so heavenly minded there were no earthly good. There were very practical reasons why God says stay away from sexual immorality. There's some very practical reasons. I'll give you one. Here it is. Having sex outside of marriage. Well, if I have sex outside of marriage, what happens is I run the risk of, say, for instance, I go and have sex with Maria, have sex with Shaniqua, have sex with Karen. Dang, I didn't have to say Karen. Have sex with Sally, Lisa, or whatever. I run the risk of having multiple households. I run the risk of having seed over here, seed over here, seed over here, here and here. All right. And so what happens, the practicality in that is there's no way I can be a good steward over my resources. Why? Because I got to divide my attention over here, there, here, here, and there. All right. So that's the practical side of it. All right. And then here's another, and this may be too real for y'all. There's another reason why he says to stay away from it. Because nobody wants to share their wife or their woman with other men. That's another practical side. Yeah. Here's one thing that we talked about on our channel. Me and my wife, we had a good conversation, and some of y'all are going to say, well, it doesn't say body count in the Bible. Now, yeah, it actually alludes to it. All right. There's practical things in the Bible that actually speaks to that. All right. And you know what I mean by body count.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You rock right. You rocking with me. There you go, brother. That's what I'm talking about. You rocking with me, all right? Let me tell you something. We want to talk about BLM. We want to talk about all this stuff. Body count matters. It does matter. Why? Because the more you do these things, the more you do the activity that you're supposed to say for marriage, the more use of those things. And I don't want to get too far, but it plays a part when you finally get to the marriage bed. All right. That's grown stuff right there. All right.
Because when you do so, it's like you could be thinking about somebody else. That's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And that's one of the problems. We actually know, we have some friends, and that experiences that they had with other people they let that ruin their marriage, because they were constantly comparing what the experiences they had before marriage to what they have in their marriage. See, there's very practical reasons sometimes why God simply says abstain from this stuff. All right. We got the spiritual, but we need to look at some of the practicality in this. Let's take off the religious lens and look at the practical reasons as to why Jesus said to be a good steward. There's practical benefits in that. Even if you weren't a believer, there's some practicality in knowing how to take care of what you have.
Now we're going to have to talk. And I see some comments. We're going to talk about what if you've got a higher number on these body counts. The issue is though, your commitment towards that person is going to cause you to give them what they need. Now I want to address something, and that is this. That is because I people say this and it comes up. If you have the higher body counts, then what? Now, you need to understand, and this is why it's important for you all, guys and gals, but especially gals, because it's an issue. It's more of an issue with guys than it is with gals. I mean, it's always been this way. When I was growing up, we used to talk about how a girl, she was fast. As we used to call girls who were 304s back in the day, fast. I don't know if they still say that too.
We still say that.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. I didn't know if the vernacular changed. But if she was fast, we got on her, but we didn't get on the guy, as though she was fast with somebody. And so it's more of an issue when it comes to a guy than it's going to be with a girl. I'm not saying it's not an issue with a girl. Now it's always an issue with God. But if a person has been promiscuous, male or female, as Jermaine said, that brings issues into the relationship. It just does. Well, what you need to make sure that you do is first, before you get into any relationship with a woman or a man, make sure, and these are for the folks that are here and those that will watch the video later, make sure that you have a relationship with God first, because you won't know how to be the kind of woman that you need to be unless you know how to be the kind of woman of God that you need to be. Kind of piggybacking on what Jermaine said about being a wife before you get married, same thing with a man. You can't be a good husband if you can't be a good man before God. That's just how it goes. Yeah. Because I don't know if you all know, we talk about how the divorce rate is high in America, and it's almost the same amongst Christians. Well, again, everyone that calls himself a Christian isn't. But you know where the divorce rate is a lot lower? From people who attend church regularly. Did you hear that? And I can't remember what the stat was, but it's not even like one's right here and it's just, no, it's a big difference. And why? Because people who attend church regularly tend to be more focused on what God wants rather than what they want. Yes. They know they need something from God. And so that's one good spot. Somebody says, well, where can I go and find a good husband? Well, one, I don't know who your husband is, and so I can't tell you where to find him at. But if you're who you're supposed to be, it's almost like this. You're waiting for a good man, and a good man will find you out. Well, be that good woman everywhere. Be that good man everywhere. And so if it happens to be that you meet someone at church or at work or what have you, they can see the good qualities in you, but you can also see the good qualities in him, vice versa, and have your standards. If this guy isn't who God wants a man to be, or this girl isn't who God wants a woman to be, well, then you're not tied down to it. Don't let your frustration be the reason why you get in bed with this person. Yeah. Don't let the fact that you're looking for a man. I gotta have a man. So I'll let him come on. I'll let him go ahead and come on over tonight. We'll spend some time. We'll watch a movie at home. I'll cook him some dinner and so forth. And it's 9, it's 10, it's 11. Well, what's the next step? What do they say? An object in motion tends to stay in motion. And so here it is. It's 10 o'clock at night. It's 11 o'clock at night. And Luther's on. Tyler, that's Luther Vandross. He's an old R&B singer. I know you. I'm picking on Tyler. I know she's young, but you got some R&B song on, and the lights are down low, and the shades are drawn. Might be too late, because what does God say about sexual morality? He didn't say fight it. He didn't say resist it either. No. He said flee. Mm-hmm. And you put yourself in those positions, men and women, because you're wanting to force something. You're trying to force something, and what we end up doing is, Paul says, don't make provision for sin. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. Just in case something happened, let me go on and get some condoms, right? Just in case something, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you are making provision for the just in case. I didn't plan on it, but I got these condoms just in case because I want to be responsible. No, responsible is that she shouldn't be over your house. He shouldn't be over her house. Period. In this instance, this is why
that's iniquity. That's iniquity right there.
That's what it is. You are opening the door for Satan, who is better at life than you are, guys. I don't care how tough you think you are, but Satan knows his way around a woman's heart and a man's heart. He really does. And so, let's see. I see this. I see the old man. Somebody give Andre the Harrison Family Vlogs. Give him the link is Corey Minor. No, it's not. It's smartchristianchannel@gmail.com. He's younger than me, but matter of fact, he's younger than me too. So I'm about to call him old head.
You know what? Yeah, he's like 42. Yeah, he's 2 years older than me.
Yeah, a couple years he'll be grown. A couple more years he'll be.
yeah. I'm gonna try to send him the. I'll try to send him the link, but no. Honestly, I think you got a troll in the comments. JP Black. He's taking attention off of, and I know this ain't my channel, but
JP Black. Oh, he gone. He's gone. Okay, I didn't see that.
He's taking attention off of the discussion. Mm-hmm. He's come out and said nobody loves their enemies. That's impossible for humans.
Oh,
he's also said
I'm agnostic.
He also said before that there's nothing wrong with sex outside of the marriage. And so somebody actually came back and said you're on the wrong channel. And so honestly, I think he's an antagonist. I think
he's gone. He's gone. Okay. And see, the issue with him is here's a person who is not happy in life. He's not happy in marriage. He's not happy in his relationship. He's not happy, period. And he's going to find out that this is the best life that he can possibly have because he doesn't value God. He'll find more value in coolness, in water, in the place that he's going. Let's just be real about that. Sorry. So if you don't get yourself right, what's his name? JP or whatever his name is. Sorry, it is what it is. But for everyone else that wants to have a high value relationship, we want to do it the godly way. We're not going to tell someone to, as the what's his name? Kevin Samuel said to. I saw where he told some woman who had been sleeping around and she stopped. Why would you stop? Basically, that was her best tool. I wanted to go to fly to Atlanta and just slap him. That's just. Why would you tell a woman to do that? It's just dumb. But If
I agree.
If you have messed up in life, it's never too late to fix it. It's never too late to get it right. Ever. So I don't know what some of these people are on, but guys, if you want to have these higher valued relationships, you need to be a higher valued person. It's like the point that I was trying to tell my buddy from college. You want a certain type of woman, you need to be a certain type of man, right? You can't just make it to where you're sloppy, you're this, you're that, but yet you will not be what a woman wants. You can't want a certain type of man, but you won't be what a man wants. And so if you want people to come to you on your own terms, it ain't gonna happen.
Christy Thomas actually said in the chat, Christy Thomas, she disagrees with us. She says, I do not agree with that. Those qualities can come during marriage. Well, you know what? I'll say this, like my man Kevin Garnett, who plays for the Celtics, which I don't like the Celtics. I love the Lakers. Fight me. Kevin Garnett said anything's possible, right?
Yeah.
And the Bible actually says anything's possible for them who to believe or whatever, but anything's possible with God. Now, listen, anything's possible, all right? We're not saying that we're speaking for everybody. God can always do a tremendous work in the life of a believer. However, all right, you do not agree. Those qualities can come in marriage. Here's the thing. It is drastically harder to develop those qualities inside a marriage while you're inside a marriage, all right? You're going to go through stress, strife, and turmoil going through that stuff, trying to get something to fit while you're in it instead of making sure it fits before you get in it. It's like a puzzle piece, all right? If you want to maneuver or you want to manipulate a puzzle piece, all right, you don't wait and try to make the puzzle piece fit while you're putting the puzzle piece together. You would cut the puzzle piece down, trim up the puzzle piece, and make sure it fits first before you try to put the puzzle piece together. So yes, yeah, you can do anything. Go ahead, have at it. But I guarantee you, it's going to be a lot of years of strife and turmoil if you try to do it inside the marriage. All right. But anything's possible. God can always do a tremendous work. But we're not telling you that that is a recipe to make it, because let's be honest with you. This is why stuff ends in divorce in 6 months. Mm-hmm. This is why things end in divorce in less than a year. All right. Because you don't have those qualities. And then you get frustrated and say, you know what? It's been 6 months. It's been a year. It's been 2 years. And she still isn't this woman of God. She still isn't this wife. He still isn't this husband. And they say, well, you know, the heck with it. Let me just go ahead, cut bait, and start over with somebody else.
Yeah. Let me say this. Did you freeze on me? I think you froze on me. Let me say this. And here is the truth, guys. Here's the truth, especially to everyone who's single. This does not go for the people who are married, but for all of you who are single, let me tell you something about yourself. Okay, I want you to listen to me. I'm 100% accurate on what I'm getting ready to tell you about yourself. Are you ready? Those of you who are dating, especially the person who thinks that you can do it your own way, let me tell you what you're not good at. You are not good at dating. You're not good at picking your mate. You know how I know? Because so far you're batting zero, right? If you're not married and you've been picking them, you've got your own little criteria, it hadn't been working. So why not try it the way God had put it together and see if that works? You're right. You can become that person in marriage, but that's a whole lot of baggage that you don't need. As somebody who's married, it's hard enough as it is without having you to fix yourself on the fly, right?
That sounds good, but
yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good, but it doesn't work out that way. And so you don't. He can't cook. You can't cook. You promise to learn how to cook once you get married. Well, okay. Well, y'all gonna be hungry for a while in the middle of this marriage, right? Yeah. So
I think that's one of the things, and I'm not picking on Christy Thomas on this, but this is just for Christians at large. I think we depend on the miraculous so much that we negate to do the practical. Mm-hmm. We want God to do this miraculous thing. Say, oh, well, just fix them. Fix them, Lord. Fix me, Lord. Yeah. All right. How about let's do this? Let's put the ball back in our court. Let's have some ownership as a grown man and a grown woman and say, you know what? There's some things that I know the Lord needs to work on me on first.
Hold on,
and get ahead.
Hold on, Jermaine. I need to. Okay. Christy, sweetheart, listen, I want to talk to you. And it's not just you. I'm sitting here because you made a statement. You said that there are some you know this guy right here? I don't know. You know this guy right here?
What up, bruh?
What up?
Our homie from up top in New Jersey. From Staten Island.
I want to say this. Chrissy said that there are some unkind people in the chat. Sweetheart, I hope that no one is being mean to you. Right. But let me just say this to you. You look pretty young. Okay. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. But you made a statement. Okay. And one of the statements that you made, and you're going to get pushback from the statement, is that so y'all don't think that young men should carry condoms. No, they shouldn't.
No.
Like young men shouldn't carry guns. Often, now I'm not saying they shouldn't, but some of these young guys, no, because what's going to happen is you're going to want to use it. Now, if you're responsible enough and you got a license, that's fine, carry a gun. But as far as carrying a condom, what is every young man going to want to do with that condom?
But what I'm trying to teach, or I'm trying to convey to those of us who are listening and watching, understand that we need to not make provision for the flesh from the jump.
Too many fake people.